Rizky Rahmadhani. I'm from English Department 1, Islam Theory University. In this video, I would like to present a book review. The title is Into the Wild, and the author is John Krakauer. The year of first published is in 1999. The genre of the book is adventure and drama. The language that used in this book is US English and the dialect is American English. Point of view character. First, Jim Gallin. He is kind, and second, Alex. He is so brave. Key element of the plot of chapter 1 is introduced to pick up Alex. In exchange for the ride, Alex gives him his few spare possessions. He drops Alex over the edge of the park on the Extentive trail. The character in the chapter 2 is Samuel. He is brave. The key elements of the plot is introduction. The story from the school was located. The condition of the bus is not good, and the bus have a bad smell. And then he found a dead body that is so sunken. And then he called police, but the police can't need an autopsy. Channel predicted that the body is Alex's body. The character in chapter 3 is Wayne Westenberg. He is kind. The key elements of the plot is Westenberg extends to Alex if he can stay in his home for 3 days. Westenberg then told Alex about the job if he can work whenever he needed. Point of character in chapter 4 is Wayne Westenberg. He is optimist. And then key elements of the plot is in this chapter still explain how to found Christopher McCandless. Point of view character in chapter 5 is Christopher McCandless. He is clever and hard worker. Key element of the plot is rising action. In the chapter 5, the author explained about Chris or Alex. He is explained that Chris is clever, quickly, and friendly. That's why many people love him so much, and Chris still not found. Point of view character in chapter 6 is Ronald Brandt. He is a fattener's drunk. Key element of the plot is raising action. In the chapter 6, the author received a letter from a man named Ronald Brandt. That's a magazine article about Christopher McCandless' death. Brandt and McCandless become friends after McCandless shows Brandt to the hot springs where he comes in exchange for a ride. Chapter 7, unusual vocabulary. First, snowy, angry or bad-tempered, surfeit, an excessive amount of something. Point of view character in chapter 7 is Ria Rizky. McCandless or Alex is a responsible and hardworking person. Key element of the plot, raising action. In chapter 7, the author meets with Wayne Westenberg in Krakauer, South Dakota to discuss McCandless' third period of work at Westenberg's grain elevator. The author also speaks with Ria Rizky, Westenberg's close friend, who describes McCandless' seriousness and his affection for his sister Karen. Chapter 8, unusual vocabulary. Greenhorn, inexperienced at a particular activity. Point of view character. Nick James. McCandless is an ignorant and overconfident person. Key element of the plot is raising action. John Krakauer picked up the explanation of the reception for his 1993 outdoor magazine article about McCandless that he began in chapter 6. Chapter 9, Unusual vocabulary, ephemeral, lasting for a very short time, and grazing, it means grassland. Point of view character in this chapter is John Krakauer. They are reckless. Key element of the plot is racing action. In chapter 9, Krakauer opens the chapter by describing a southwestern canyon called Davis Gulch, a western in the middle of desert. Davis Gulch contains petrology left behind by the crazy people. My reaction to the book: did I enjoy it? Yes, I did. Why? Because the story, I think, very exciting to see the continuation of the story. And would I read another book by the same author? Will I recommend this book to my classmates? Yes, I will read another book by the same author, and I will recommend this book to my classmates. Interesting character. Character that interests me is Franz. I think he is so strong because he was inhabited by his family. Then after that he left alone. He helped Chris needs to go to Alaska, and he offered Chris to be his grandson, but Chris said he will think about it after he came back from Alaska. And then, identifying character I like. I think that Megan does not really know how nature acts. We will be able to feel how easy it is to get food in the wild. But when it is changed to the dry season, we will find it difficult to find food, and it trains our knowledge in avoiding poisonous food. I think that's all about book review, and thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.